what we have received as a message from the President, because they are in the leadership of the institution of traditional leadership. They are in touch with national government. We are on the ground there, and we need to work closely together. With those few words, I would like to say, well done. It was a very successful event, and commend the work that has been done by the organizers, and wish you all success into the future.
What I have really liked and what I would like to embrace is to charge all the chiefs in the whole of South Africa to take note of the speech of the President when he talked about the issue of the land restitution. It is because of the mark that it has left to lots of our tribes in the whole South Africa. So this issue of you as traditional leaders to claim this land on behalf of your people would be one of the most important issues that your chieftaincy would have achieved. So we really would like to push on that. I'll talk to all my friends in the South African countries, in the South Africa, wherever I got friends of chiefs, to lead in this program, because it's so paramount for all the people of South Africa to get their land back.
I think the President today has told the good story that we as South Africans have to tell of the past 20 years of democracy. He's given a very clear account of the path that we've traversed, the tremendous obstacles that we've had to overcome, the significant progress that we've made in consolidating our democracy, putting in place one of the best, most progressive constitutions in the world, a constitution that recognizes a range of socio-economic as well as cultural and linguistic rights. I think the President has given us a clear direction of what the tasks are that lie ahead, in particular the triple challenge of combating poverty, inequality, and underdevelopment. The President, I think, confirmed once again that for us as a people to move forward, we need to remember our past, to learn from our history in order to march together in unison, to together take South Africa forward. Through this National House of Traditional Leaders, we do, as the current generation, commit to emulate the valor, the steadfastness, and the resoluteness of those who came before us. We've together made progress, but there's still a very long way to go. And traditional leaders are now, more than ever, called upon to lead by example from the front, as we put South Africa on a new developmental trajectory over the coming period, a trajectory that is spelled out clearly in our National Development Plan. The time has come for traditional leaders also to be at the forefront of that second phase of our transition, which focuses very clearly on economic transformation. In addition to the areas that was mentioned by the President, areas of tourism, of local economic development, of agriculture, I think the time has also come for African traditional medicines to be standardized and processed into tablets, capsules, and for there to be cooperation between established pharmaceutical companies and traditional leaders in order to ensure the efficacy of those medicines, to affirm and certify others, and then to market them as alternatives or additions to other medicines in the global market. And I think this would also require clear intellectual property regimes and patents to be arranged in order to protect our indigenous knowledge systems. I've also been reassured that the House of Traditional Leaders has positioned itself very clearly to rise to the occasion and meet the challenge of local economic development, and to be at the forefront of local community development. I think the recent partnerships that you've struck with organizations such as the South African Heritage Resource Agency on rebuilding and developing sacred and heritage sites must be nurtured to its full potential. Mr. Cecil Lafleur and the Executive Committee of the National Khoi and San Council, I'm pleased that the Khoi and San leadership under the National Khoi and San Council are with us today. The process towards integrating Khoi and San leadership into the mainstream of cultural leadership is on course. The Traditional Affairs Bill will be amongst the first laws to be considered by the new Parliament after the May elections. You've been part of the refining of the bill to ensure that it is what you want and need it to be, and you'll still have a further opportunity to participate through the NCOP public hearings process. The reopening of the land claims that the President spoke about was passed by Parliament on Tuesday this week. You'll be informed as soon as the bill is assented to by the President on the steps to be taken by those of you who are entitled to lodge claims to do so as a matter of historical importance and extreme urgency. We want to interact with you directly as we together accelerate the pre-1913 land claims, an opportunity created by this government for the descendants of those communities who were the first to encounter colonial terrorism and subjugation. The Khoi and San victories of more than 500 years ago and later against colonial invasions like the one led by General Saldanha in the year 1510 and others are recorded. We will develop programs to integrate these commemorations and celebrations of the Khoi and San battles and their victories into the general cultural events calendar of COGTA and particularly the Department of Traditional Affairs. We have in the past year witnessed the highest number of deaths of male initiates in our cultural circumcision and initiation schools. Government is very concerned, as we know you as a National House of Traditional Leaders is as well. Government is moving towards ensuring that these operations must be done in sanitized and safe conditions. We'll obviously engage the traditional leadership institutions and practitioners in order to ensure that those measures are implemented with effect from this year. Circumcision is one of the age-old customs practiced by various communities, and these procedures are performed very safely with no concern or injuries or even death. And I think we have a collective responsibility to ensure that. We're very, very pleased that the issues of remuneration or benefits and tools of trade for traditional leaders that you previously raised so sharply with the Minister are now administratively dealt with, and that traditional leaders at all levels will soon get to benefit from government medical aid and other amenities. This gives us space now as a leadership collectively to focus on the task at hand, which is community development. Following the program to gather the profiles of some of our traditional councils during 2013-14, we will, as of April this year, commence on a program to assess the state of and, where possible, renovate buildings of traditional councils in an integrated program led by the Municipal Infrastructure Support Agency. I think that's something that the President also spoke very clearly about. Mission on Traditional Leadership Disputes and Claims is on course to complete all outstanding claims and disputes by the end of next year. We envisage that an integrated traditional leadership institution free of jostling or shoveling for positions will give us a solid basis to move forward. But going forward, clear genealogies and profiles are being compiled and stored in our database to facilitate future seamless succession and reign by those who are appointed. There are those who are legally contesting some of the outcomes of the Commission's investigations and pronouncements. This is their constitutional right to do so. However, we appeal to all to allow those processes to unfold and for us to accept them once they've concluded. Thank you very, very much to the leadership of and all members of the House of Traditional Leaders for having us in your midst. Thank you very much.